Hi, 10th graders, and welcome to the school library. I'm Mrs. Chen, and today our lesson is about memes. It's called Memes as Propaganda, Fact or Opinion. Today we are going to start the lesson with a fun warm-up. We're going to watch this video and follow the instructions. There are post-it notes and pencils and markers on your table, and when you are finished writing your captions, go put your post-it note on the large poster of this photo.
Your mission for this activity is simple. Create a meme. This is your chance to be clever and witty. Here's your picture. Perhaps you could write, running away from math homework like, or maybe you could write, when teachers ask me to speak in front of the class. What you write is up to you. Just be sure you keep your answer top secret. Your teacher will read the responses to the class.
You should be taking this time to write the response, create your caption to the picture of Jack Sparrow. Maybe some of you have seen Pirates of the Caribbean and are familiar with it. So you can write your caption, you can make it funny, slightly snarky. Just remember that we are at school. And then once you are done, take your post-it note and put it on the big poster that is right by the door. Okay, so while you guys are finishing up with your captions, we are going to just quickly go over what we're going to learn today. So we're going to discuss the role of memes in social media, to define and differentiate between facts and opinions, to critically analyze memes, and to fact check memes. So it's slightly different. So, memes or attention grabbing images with clever captions popular on social media feeds permeate our cultural discourse. So, you can take a quick look at this recent one I found on Know Your Meme, which is I outrank you in this scenario. So, right now, I outrank you because I am the librarian and you are the students and you are listening to me speak. So while the memes have the potential to replace thoughtful conversation and impede connections between different opinions, with proper scaffolding, they can be the entry point for critical thinking. So memes are not all bad. They can actually be good and make us think about things, but we just have to know how to be critical in our viewing of them. What are the essential questions for this lesson that I want you to keep in mind as we go through the slides and talk about memes? So again, what is the difference between fact and opinion? What are memes and how are they important in our culture today? And what is an assertion or reasoning or evidence? And how can we use reasoning and evidence to help discern what assertions are being made through the memes that we see? Right now you are at tables of 4 or 5, and so we're going to have you guys have small group discussions about the following questions. Number one, what social media sites do you visit regularly? And by regularly, it can mean every time you look at your phone, or it can mean at least, once a day or a few times a week. And there are many social media sites on this logo, but you might know of even more that aren't on here. And do you feel like people are the same in real life as they present on social media? That's question number 2. And question number 3 is how do you feel about the accuracy of information you see on social media? I thought this might be particularly relevant this week as we are dealing with that temporary ban that happened on TikTok. And so I know that some of you might have been affected by that if you were used to looking at TikTok on a regular basis. I know that even my daughter was very upset at the thought of losing all of her favorite TikToks and had to go through a pretty dramatic sequence of downloading all of those videos that she had made and was taken in by and were in her favorites. And also because Meta recently came out and said that they were no longer going to fact check what was on their require fact checking of what was shared on Facebook and all of the different social media sites that they own. And I know that that is affecting how some people feel about interacting with the Meta owned social media sites. So let's quietly and or you don't have to be that quiet, but you're going to talk about what social media sites you visit. They're probably different than the social media sites that your teacher and I visit, and that is fine. Just share those with us. Do you feel like people are the same in real life as they present on social media? And I know that that answer can change from person to person, but in general, what are your thoughts on that? And then lastly, how do you feel about the accuracy of information you see on social media? And also take into consideration that we now have to think about AI and how that fits into things when it comes to accuracy. Are the images you're looking at accurate, or are they fake? So all of these things are things you should be discussing in your tables with your table mates. And then, there's one person who can write them down on the index cards that are there, or maybe you guys have your notebooks open, and then we're going to discuss those. Thank you for that discussion on the three questions that we asked you. Now we're going to move on to defining the three main terms of this lesson, which is fact, opinion, and meme. And I enjoyed this quote by Daniel Patrick Moynihan, which is everyone is entitled to his own opinion, but not his own facts. And that today sometimes can even be a controversial idea because some people believe that your facts are not the same as my facts. But for the purposes of our discussion, we are going to say that no, facts are facts and opinions are opinions. So, what is a fact? A fact is verifiable. We can determine whether a fact is true by researching the evidence. So, let's take a look at this funny meme that I have seen going around for years, which is a quote supposedly by Abraham Lincoln that says, "The problem with quotes on the internet is you can never be certain they're authentic." Abraham Lincoln. Versus an opinion is a judgment based on facts, a reasonable conclusion drawn from factual evidence. So in this meme, it says you keep using that meme. I do not think it means what you think it means. And that photo is from The Princess Bride, and that is just a take on one of the quotes from there. But that is true. Sometimes you use a meme and you may not even realize what it actually means. So, just take into consideration that a fact is different than an opinion and you need to be able to verify whether a fact is true or not. And if it's an opinion, that is a completely different, that is a judgment based on facts, but it is not a fact itself. So here you're going to just see four really popular, although at this point sort of old memes. And the idea of memes in general is older than you might think. Richard Dawkins, an 83-year-old British evolutionary biologist, ethologist, and popular science writer, coined the term in 1976. He believed that cultural ideas can spread and mutate just like genes. Today, of course, memes refer to attention-grabbing images and clever captions that pepper social media feeds and permeate our cultural discourse to the point that probably most of you have seen some iteration of the four memes that you're looking at, using different words, using different captions, but the same idea. Okay, so maybe some of you even know what the names of some of these memes are. So, speaking of facts, there is a study that shows that the magnetism of memes and really all of social media is scientific. A surge of dopamine is released when we see or share memes or different things we find on social media because of the emotional responses that they provoke. So, let's just take a moment to look at this video that discusses that phenomenon.
So I look at my phone and I see somebody tag me on a photo. What happens? I get a little burst of dopamine in the reward pathway in my brain. That's where pleasure comes from, right? Like that's where I experience like that little zing, like, ooh, cool. And it feels really good. After that's happened, I don't know, 10, 20, 50, 100 times, it's not as exciting as it was the first time. That's the brain changing in response to that pleasurable experience. Things that are pleasurable don't stay pleasurable with a lot of repetition. That's neuroadaptation. With heavy exposure or use of any highly dopaminergic drug, I need more and more to get the same effect. Over time, I experience less pleasure when I'm not using that drug. So you're in a dopamine deficit state. So what does that mean? That means you are more unhappy than your baseline. So the next time, or maybe the 20th time, or maybe it took me 100 times, people are different. I get my photo tagged. I'm like, eh, and that comes because not as much dopamine was released, right? Now I need something more exciting, something more potent in order to get more dopamine release so that I register some kind of pleasure. And so I think this is really a key point that we've got these sort of reward thresholds that get altered by consuming highly rewarding, highly pleasurable drugs.
Okay, so as she said, memes and social media create this dopamine high when we share them, when we look at them. And because of that little rush that we get, we continue to look for more and more. So if a meme hadn't gone viral, the next meme wouldn't have been made to try to reach that same level of critical mass. And so when we are looking at memes and we are looking at social media use, we need to take into consideration, why was this created? Why are we sharing it? Why has this joined our cultural discussion? And just be aware that it's almost addicting to participate in social media in this way. Now we're going to transition into the tools that we need to analyze a meme. So, to analyze a meme, and really any part of social media, you need to study the words, check your feelings, think critically, and think about the timing. So, with studying the words, meme creators make certain that certain terms stand out to trigger your emotions, so you'll be more likely to share the memes without even thinking about it. Ask yourself, why might these words be emphasized, and how do they make me feel? Check your feelings. Humorous memes can be fine as long as they aren't giving you a laugh at someone else's expense. If a meme is making fun of a certain person or group, you know what that means, and so don't share it. Think critically. When what a meme says might sound good, but does it actually make any sense? Think back to that Abraham Lincoln quote meme. Does it contradict facts you know to be true? How could Abraham Lincoln have made a quote about quotes that you see on the internet when the internet did not exist when he was alive? If you aren't sure, check with a reliable source, such as a government or university website or a library like ours here at Blair, because we have many databases and many resources to help you research that kind of fact or that kind of issue. And then think about the timing of a meme. How does it relate to events that are going on in the world? Why would someone want you to see this meme today rather than a month ago or a year ago? Now, of course, memes, by the time those of us in my generation are looking at a meme, it actually might be a month later or a week later, but still, we need to think about the timing and what the purpose is of it. So when you're studying the words, remember that whoever created the meme wants certain terms to stand out, to trigger your emotions, or to give yourself an idea about why, what the major idea is of the meme. So in this one, the words that stand out are on Facebook. So clearly, this is a meme targeting people who engage with Facebook. That's probably not you. So when I see people you may know on Facebook and you're thinking, I don't know her. So, again, that is something that might not even make any sense to you if you are not on Facebook, but we know right away that this particular meme is targeting people who do engage in Facebook. Check your feelings. Again, many memes are just aimed at making you laugh, and that's fine, except think about why they're trying to make you laugh at that. And if a meme is poking fun of a certain person or group, don't share it. This one just says, once I'm elected, I will become vegetarian. And that's not really making fun of anybody except politicians and the way that they can sometimes stretch the truth to get you to vote for them. So I think this one would be fine for you to share. Okay, so you all have handouts in front of you with a chart to help you go through these next few slides. Using what we've gone over about studying the words, checking your feelings, thinking critically, and thinking about the timing, take a look at these two memes. Identify the assertion. An assertion is a confident and forceful statement of fact or belief. What do you think the meme is proposing? What is the meme trying to say? The meme on the left is trying to say something about climate conspiracists, and it has something to do with the Illuminati because those are the biggest words on the meme. But then read the smaller print to figure out what the meme creator is trying to assert here. On the right, the meme is about environment activists. Look at the visuals. Do they give you clues about what this meme is about? Then construct the reason why meme creators would make this assertion, would make this statement. Is it funny? Is it politically motivated? If so, where on the political spectrum do you think the meme creator is coming from? And lastly, research and fact check to see if you can uncover credible evidence to support the message of this theme. You may not have time to do all the research right now, but where could you get the information and what words or terms would you look up? And you can discuss this a little bit with your table mates. Now look at these two memes and do the same. Identify the assertion you think the meme is proposing. What is it trying to say? Look at the words, think of the timing, read the small print, and also look at the pictures. Construct the reason why the meme creator would make this assertion. And then research and fact check to see if you can uncover credible evidence to support the message of the meme. So you can do that and you'll have more time later to go back and look at these memes. And then these are the last two. And just like that, Florida Republicans believed in socialism, and that is a picture from Forrest Gump. And then on the right, it says, still no FEMA, as blank page Harris plays politics with hurricane relief. And these two were done right after the hurricane last fall, so that just gives you a sense of the timing. So again, identify the assertion, construct the reason that the creator made the statement, and research fact check. So again, you're going to be doing this right after I'm done in your small groups. But to wrap up the lesson, remember that you cannot take memes at face value. You need to think about them critically and research and fact check the claims before liking or sharing. Lastly, here is your exit assignment, which, ta-da, is to make your own meme. I think you're really going to enjoy this assignment. Identify a topic, locate a historical image, craft a witty caption, That's on one side of the issue or topic that you chose. Use Canva to create your meme, and then upload your meme to the Google folder your teacher and I created to share with the class. And we will show all the memes in a slideshow when we meet next week. Thank you so much. And if you have any more questions, you can see us in the Library Media Center.